Okay, that's out of the way. Now, I also seen this other story in Brooklyn and this is an example of how news can skew and can create language around and distort the reality of what actually happened with the situation. Now, I think this was in Brooklyn, and the title or the heading of this was Woman Gets Run Over by a Construction Vehicle. Okay. And so I was watching the video, I was looking at the video, and so the woman was jaywalking diagonally through the middle of the street and on her phone and only looking at her phone and fiddling with her phone, and she walked into, not got ran over, walked into a construction vehicle like a bobcat that was used to dig and to excavate. So she walked into the back of it, and it just so happened that the driver was backing up. There were construction pylons up. They weren't up everywhere, but she fucking walked into the back of this vehicle. He happened to be reversing at the same time and ran her the fuck over, and she died. Now, I know that it's a tragedy. I know that maybe it could have happened to a lot of people. But, I mean, these things are hard to see around, and you're not going to see somebody that's maybe shorter, that's behind it. Like, you should not be walking directly into the back of a vehicle that is still operating. You're not paying attention. That is not the vehicle running somebody over. That is somebody running into the back of a vehicle. It's the complete opposite of what happened, and that's how news can skew reality. And I hope that that guy does not get fired, or like that could, like, I work with heavy machinery. I mean, I take my precautions and look behind me, but if someone is directly behind me while I'm backing up and they just jump right at, like, as a person who is not operating heavy machinery, who is near heavy machinery, you want to take a little more caution than that and operate around the zones of where you could or couldn't get run over reasonably. And that's your responsibility as someone who has survival instincts. So I hope he did not get in trouble. Now, there was another story where so there's this highway in Canada called the QEW. It's called the Queen's Elizabeth Way. It runs through like Hamilton to through Niagara Falls to Toronto, and I guess somebody got crushed by a sign, a road sign. You know, those like kilometer signs that say you're X kilometers to this road or town or destination. It's like, so I guess a crane that was doing construction was going from one exit to another, going from one region to another construction zone, and his claw or whatever hit the top of one of those signs, and talk about bad luck. One of the sign fucking collapses as the claw hits the pole, and the sign comes crashing fucking down onto a guy's vehicle who's likely headed into work that day. And there are a few people who are actually late for work that day at my work who were affected, who like their journey was affected by that which had just happened. Now that's a little bit of a different story. Like, should he have been instructed to go from one place to another. They should they have or should they have not have the whole section blocked off. This guy could get time in prison, so he could get up to 12 months in prison for killing this person. But on the other side, the guy should have, like, I mean, hey, if a guy with a crane is cruising by, I don't know, it's a tragedy. It's not like the woman who was walking into the back of a fucking heavy machinery. This is much more of a tragedy than that, because in her case, it could have easily been prevented. And I've had these situations too, like where I'm living, there's these deep crosswalks where, like, when you go and walk across a street, it's like a little more inside. It's not like exactly parallel to the curb of the street. So sometimes, like, if you're walking across, the driver, if they're turning left, has to drive a lot before he reaches a crosswalk. And so I had one situation where a driver was just didn't even see me and kept going, and even though I'm in a crosswalk, because he had to take a time to go into his turn, and I guess the pole was blocking me because it's not parallel, it's not flush, it's deeper in. So the way I was walking, the pole was blocking me, and he was fucking around, whatever, and didn't see me. It's like and they expect you to just, oh, hey, sorry buddy, like I was not paying attention and almost killed you, so hey, what if I pulled out my Glock and started blankly at your car? Oh yeah, I know I could have killed you, but I just felt like shooting my Glock in the air in the direction where you were going. So there's a lot of different situations and things you can get into on the open road, and there are some. It's all qualitative. It's all on what actually happened, not exactly cut and dry situations. And that's a major problem in Canada, is that Canadians aren't really worried about getting shot. They just think they can just say, oh, I'm sorry. Hey, sorry, I almost ran over you, buddy. If you're saying sorry more than like once a fucking day, you're probably a really big fuck up in life, and you should strive to say sorry less times, instead of just oh, blase, I almost ran you over, I'm sorry type of things. Like, I, as a Canadian, strive to say sorry as little as possible. Because at the end of the day, when you're saying it as much as most Canadians, it's a little more meaningless when you don't say it. When I say sorry, I want it to fucking mean something, like, oh, hey, shit, my bad. That was truly a genuine fuck up by me. I am sorry, not just, oh, sorry, and casually going about my day, not paying attention to shit and almost running people over.